And when you do lose, the memory of that first win tells you to chase it. This is how people go broke chasing ghosts. Here's the trap. Gamblers don't play to win. They play not to lose. They keep betting just to get back to zero. That's not strategy. That's desperation. The more you play, the more the house takes. Not just your money, your time, your peace, your future. You can't beat the math. No system, no pattern, no lucky streak can change the edge. So why do people still believe they can win? Because they think they're different. They think they're smarter. They think they're lucky. They're not. The only consistent winner in the casino is the casino. It always wins, even when you think you're winning. And the moment you win big, it wants you back. It gives you points, free food, VIP access, a nice room with a view. Because it knows something you don't. It knows you'll keep playing. It knows you'll keep losing. It knows your brain will crave that first win until there's nothing left. People don't gamble because they're foolish. They gamble because the system is designed to feel winnable. Even when it isn't. You think you're getting close, but it's always just out of reach. If you ever had a big win and thought, this changes everything, ask yourself this: why did you go back? Why didn't you stop? Because deep down, you believed you could do it again. That belief is the problem. It's not the cards, not the dice, not the game. It's the belief that next time will be different. That belief is how people lose millions chasing what they already had. Control, safety, freedom. At the Passive Path, we believe in building, not betting. If you want to win, stop playing their game. Start playing yours. Next, what's really going on inside the mind of a gambler? Gambling doesn't start with addiction. It starts with a little curiosity. Just a quick game, just a small bet. Then it grows, not all at once, but slowly, predictably. Every gambling addiction follows the same 4 stages. Stage 1, caution. At this point, everything feels harmless. People play for fun. They bet small. They believe they're in control. They win a little. They smile. They walk away feeling lucky. Stage 2, excitement. A bigger win happens. Suddenly it feels real. The money is bigger. The thrill is stronger. This is where the trap sets in. They tell themselves it's skill. They figured it out. They return more often. They bet more. They feel smart, powerful, lucky. Stage 3, the chase. Losses start piling up. The gambler doesn't stop. They double down. They try to recover. They say, just one more game. They bet more than they can afford. They borrow money. They cancel plans. They stop sleeping. They stop thinking. Stage 4, collapse. It all falls apart. The money runs out. The job is gone. The house is sold. The debt is crushing. Relationships break. The gambler hits the bottom. And still, they want to go back. Why? Because their brain is no longer chasing money. It's chasing a feeling of control, a feeling of escape, a feeling of winning. But that feeling is fake. It's engineered. Casinos know exactly how to make players feel in control. Games like Baccarat appear simple, but every rule, every light, every sound is designed to trigger reward centers in the brain. Players think they're predicting patterns. In reality, they're guessing. Over time, the brain starts rewiring. It stops responding to normal pleasures. It wants the rush, the risk, the reward. That's why people keep playing, even after massive losses, even after losing family, even after planning their own death. Take Lemon again. After losing billions, he didn't stop. He sold his house. He hid in a hotel for a month. He kept playing. He only had one thought left. Win enough to buy back a small home. Start over. That thought destroyed what was left. When his money dropped to 100 million, he wrote a goodbye note. He transferred the last of it to his mother. He went to the top of the hotel, ready to jump. His parents found him just in time. He survived, but barely. This is what gambling does to the mind. It rewrites your priorities. It makes you believe money is the only way out, that your next bet is your last chance. The saddest part? Many gamblers are smart. They're successful. They've built careers. They've built families. But inside the casino, they become someone else. They lose their sense of time. They lose their identity. They lose their will, one game at a time. What keeps them coming back isn't hope, it's memory. The memory of winning, the memory of power, the memory of freedom. But that memory is a lie. It's been replaced with anxiety, with obsession, with regret. Still, they believe the next game will fix everything. They believe the money will bring peace. It never does. Because the problem isn't the money, it's the need to feel in control, the need to feel alive, the need to feel something. That's why they stay. Even when it hurts, even when it destroys them, even when they know better, because the game stops being a game, it becomes survival. Ask yourself this: what would it take for you to stop? And if you think you can walk away anytime, why haven't you already? Gambling doesn't just take your money, it takes everything. The first loss is money. Savings vanish, emergency funds dry up, vacation budgets disappear, then comes debt, credit cards max out, friends stop lending. Banks say no, loan sharks say yes, at 3% interest every month. That's 36% a year, just to keep playing. Then comes the house. People sell their homes, their cars, their jewelry. Anything to fund one more bet. Then comes trust. Family members stop believing the promises. Friends stop answering messages. Spouses give ultimatums. Children feel forgotten. Then comes work. Jobs are lost. Careers collapse. Entrepreneurs gamble away business capital. Employees miss deadlines. Freelancers disappear. The damage spreads. Then comes shame. The gambler lies. They hide receipts. They sneak into rooms to borrow phones. They delete bank apps. They avoid eye contact. They stop smiling. Then comes the body. Sleep disappears. Weight changes. Stomach pains increase. Cortisol surges. Anxiety grows. Cortisol surges. Anxiety grows. Then comes the silence. They stop answering calls. They stay indoors. They don't show up. They scroll betting apps alone in the dark. They don't show up. They scroll betting apps alone in the dark. Then comes the thought, the darkest one, that maybe ending everything is easier, that maybe the debt will disappear with them, that no one will notice, that no one will care. This is the real cost of gambling. It starts with money, it ends with life. Even after survival, the damage doesn't fade quickly. Lemon spent months lying in bed, doing nothing, eating nothing. His parents used their retirement savings to buy him a small apartment. He got a job that paid less than 10 million a month. He kept nothing for himself, sent every paycheck to his mother, allowed himself 300,000 a day to live on. He canceled all his credit cards. He deleted all betting apps. 14 months clean. still recovering, still paying, but this time, he's free. This is what rebuilding looks like. Not glamorous, not easy, but real. Gambling promises fast money, but steals your future. It sells fantasy, then collects everything real. Your money, your relationships, your dignity. The lie is this, that gambling is just entertainment, that it's no different than a movie ticket or a dinner out. But movies don't empty your bank account. Dinners don't destroy your marriage. Gambling is not entertainment. It's erosion, slow, relentless, invisible, until everything's gone. Ask yourself, what have you already lost? And what are you willing to lose next? Do you like this personality? Casinos are not in the entertainment business. They're in the addiction business. They don't sell games. They sell hope. They design environments that keep you inside. No windows, no clocks, no natural light. Just lights, sounds, chips moving, cards flipping. Time disappears. The longer you stay, the more you lose. But they don't just trap you with design. They trap you with rewards. Free meals, free drinks, free rooms, VIP lounges. They remember your name. They offer you member points. Points you can exchange for phones, watches, and flights. You feel important. You feel chosen, but you're not a guest. You're the product. If you bet enough, they'll send a car to pick you up. If you bet more, they'll fly you in by helicopter. Some players even get personal hosts. People who plan your meals, book your spa, escort you to the table. And if you lose, they offer you credit. From the house. Just sign here, pay later. This is not kindness. It's strategy. The more you owe, the more they own you. This isn't fiction. It's a business model. Some VIP rooms are run by underground agents. If they trust you, they lend you more. You win, you cash out. You lose, you owe double. Some gamblers spend weeks in the same building, eating, sleeping, and betting, all on the casino's terms. Even if you don't want to travel, they've thought of that. You can bet from home, apps, websites, live calls. You watch the dealer on your phone. You place bets in real time. Someone on the other end handles the chips. It feels real. It feels safe, but it's not. They know how to keep you playing. They know how to keep you paying. Games like Baccarat look fair. They're not. They're designed to feel predictable. So you think you found a pattern. You haven't. Every spin, every card, every roll is random. The only pattern is loss. Gambling gives the illusion of control. You pick the number. You press the button. You choose the bet, but the outcome was never in your hands. Even when you win, the house takes a cut. And when you lose, they still win. The more you chase, the deeper the hole. Macau and Las Vegas are not just cities. They are machines. Everything you see is paid for by someone who lost. The fountains, the towers, the carpets, the private jets, all built on losses. Your losses. They offer luxury because they know you'll pay for it. They offer comfort because they know you'll stay. They offer rewards because they know you'll come back. Casinos don't fear you winning. They fear you walking away. They fear you not showing up. Because if you stay long enough, you'll give it all back and more. Ask yourself, when was the last time you felt like the house was afraid of you? They never are. Because the house never loses. Gambling isn't just for the desperate. It's for the rich, the powerful, the ones who already have everything. That's what makes it dangerous, because they don't stop. They don't need the money. They need the thrill. There was a young man, barely 30. He flew to Macau once a month. Each time he brought 5 to 10 billion. His first bet? 1 billion. If he won, he placed the same again. If he felt lucky, he'd bet 3 billion. If he was losing, he'd go all in. 20 minutes later, it was all over. Sometimes he left with 15 billion. Sometimes he left with nothing. He didn't care. He wasn't chasing profit. He was chasing adrenaline. He said winning felt like the universe was on his side. Another man came from the countryside. He was older, more cautious. He brought a few billion each trip. He started small, always calm, always calculated. He won again and again. For months, he walked out richer. Then he lost big, over 200 million. Something changed. He panicked. He bet faster. He bet larger. He lost everything. Then he mortgaged his property. He came back. He lost 70 billion in 1 week. He used to say, as long as you're not greedy, you can win big. But gambling changes people. Greed is not a choice. It's a symptom. Once they win fast, they believe money should always come easy. That real work is for fools. That shortcuts are smarter. This belief destroys discipline. Another 2 men played every day. They were wealthy, owned hundreds of millions, but they lived inside the casino. One of them moved his citizenship just to stay longer. He sat at the slot machines for 12 hours straight, didn't even leave to eat. The other played baccarat all day. He said winning didn't feel good anymore. Losing didn't bother him either. One day they spoke. "This machine is a bottomless pit," one said. "So why are you still here?" the other asked. "Because there's nothing else I care about. When you have too much money, time becomes a curse." You've already bought the cars, the watches, the vacations. You've already eaten every meal, seen every city, done every thrill. Now what? Some people build, some people teach, some people give. Others gamble, not because they're poor, but because they're empty, and the casino gives them something to fill the space. It gives them purpose, a routine, a mission, even if it's fake, even if it ends in ruin, because without gambling, they feel nothing. In the end, one man lost everything. The other kept playing. Gambling doesn't care who you are, only that you keep betting. Ask yourself, if you had all the money you needed, what would you still chase? And if the answer is excitement, be careful where you find it. Some people never leave the table. Others do, but not without scars. Lemon came back from the edge. He had nothing. No house, no job, no savings. His family had spent their pensions to save him. He could barely move. For months, he lay in bed, silent, shamed, empty. But one day, his father walked in. He said one thing: "Go back to the city. Start small. We'll help you." That moment was a choice. Lehman chose life. He got a job. Low pay, no title, no pride, but honest. He sent his paycheck to his mother. Every time. He lived on $300,000 a day. No credit cards, no gambling apps. He stayed away from casinos. He avoided temptation. He built routine. He learned control. He lived small, but clean. That's how it begins. Not with big wins, but small changes. If you want to escape the spiral, start here. Admit the loss. Be honest with yourself. Tell someone you trust. Destroy the tools. Cancel your cards. Delete the apps. Avoid the places. Replace the habit. Start walking. Start reading. Start building. Any routine is better than gambling. Track your time. Track your money. Pay someone else to hold your cash if you must. Limit your access. Reward yourself for discipline, not for winning. Celebrate the quiet days. The days you don't chase, the days you feel bored and don't act. Those are victories. Join a support group, not because you're weak, but because you're not alone. Thousands of people are fighting the same fight. Learn from them, share with them, hold each other accountable. Build a new identity. Not a winner, not a loser, a builder, a creator, a survivor. Every day you don't gamble is proof you're stronger than yesterday, one step at a time. Some days will be hard. You'll feel the urge. You'll want the rush. You'll remember the win. Let the memory pass. Don't feed it. Don't follow it. Let it fade and keep walking. Ask yourself, what would your life look like if you never gambled again? Not just the money. The freedom, the peace, the pride. You can build that, starting now. There is another way, one that doesn't depend on luck, one that doesn't take your soul with your money. It's not fast, but it works. It's called the passive path. Start with this idea. You don't need to gamble to grow your money. You need a plan and patience. Passive income is not a myth. It's just not flashy. It looks like this: a savings account that earns interest, an index fund that grows over years, a small side hustle that scales slowly, a rental that pays monthly. None of these will make you rich overnight, but they won't destroy you either. They don't steal your sleep. They don't lie to you. They don't trap you in debt. They grow quietly. If you invest $1 a day into a basic market index, that becomes over $10,000 in 20 years. That's not luck, that's math. And math works in your favor when you stop chasing shortcuts. Replace the thrill of winning with the pride of building. Replace the rush with consistency. Small wins add up. They become freedom, real freedom. The kind that doesn't vanish with a bad hand. The kind that doesn't come with shame. Look at people who built wealth the real way. They didn't bet their savings. They reinvested their profits. They failed small, learned fast, and stayed focused. They avoided the fantasy and built something solid. That's what we talk about here on the Passive Path: how to build slowly, how to grow smart, how to protect your money, not throw it away. Want excitement? Try growing your net worth without playing games. Want freedom? Build systems that pay you while you sleep. Want meaning? Use your money to support people, not feed machines. Gambling looks exciting, but wealth is quiet. The real winners don't need to shout. Their money works while they rest. They don't chase jackpots. They collect returns. They sleep well. You can too. Ask yourself, what would your future look like if you chose this path? One where money doesn't control you. One where you don't live in fear of loss. One where you win slowly and for good. Gambling sells you a dream, but it takes everything real. The good news? You can walk away. You can choose peace over pressure, growth over gambling, freedom over fantasy. At the Passive Path, we believe in building real wealth slowly, steadily, and safely. No shortcuts, no tricks, just truth. If this video made you think or helped you in any way, like this video. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one. Leave a comment and tell us what part hit you hardest. And most importantly, share this with someone you care about. Someone who needs a reminder that their life is worth more than any game. Good luck on your journey. Feel free to explore the other videos on this channel, and we'll see you in the next one.